What up, fam? This is part two. Alright, so I've been telling y'all for a long time. Of course, nobody wanted to listen. I've been telling y'all for a long time that there's immense power in the truth. And I guess I really showed you that over the weekend, because that's when I had to think I was God for a minute to realize what he was telling me. And that was that you're not. You are, but you're not. You can channel me, but you can't be me. And that's where Jesus lost the message, man. Jesus made it about himself because he didn't check his ego, man. And the ego is everything, because if you think about it, man, the ego is the whole entire problem in itself. And narcissism is the plague, y'all. Think about it. Really think about it. Because if love is a frequency, why is that? What are we misunderstanding about it? It's not between two people, man. It's between all living things. And I'm about to show you that by the way I take care of my plants and animals, man, and how they respond to me. And you can tell me I'm wrong if you want to, but I don't really care, because I'm not explaining myself. That's the whole point. Because God ain't who y'all think he is, man. They had to tell you all the wrong things to keep you misinformed, to keep you controlled. And I guess me going to prison and all that was what I had to know to be able to bring you this, which is profound, really. And those of you who don't agree with it, I understand. I used to be that way. I used to think I knew, but the ones of you who want to sit up there on your high horse and judge others for having addictions and all that, man, you're wrong. You're dead wrong, and you already know that. You just don't want to admit it to yourself, because your ego is fooling you. And the funny thing about the ego is the collection of all the other people's thoughts around us. Y'all need to, I'm gonna put it on my playlist, man, on the playlist on here. Y'all need to listen to Alan Watts, man. Alan Watts he was what pointed me at the truth, man. So really listening to him is what made me realize that he was right, and pretty much everything he taught. And the reason I started listening to him was because he took the collection of all the good things out of the religions, and that's when spirituality really started. But if you think about it, the timing was perfect, just like it is on all this. Me getting the message that I got when I got it, man. Y'all know the world's about to go to shit, and they just threatened Trump's ego, yesterday? Where he, that's the last thing we need. The biggest narcissist in the world is running the world, man, and that's not good, y'all. But don't worry, man. There's nothing to freak out about, because I got you. God got you. We both love you immensely, or I wouldn't be able to bring you this message. So, I guess I need to tell you the story of what happened over the weekend before I get to my history and all that. I know I started a little bit in the other video, but so this past Friday, well, actually last week, my friend came from North Carolina, and he called me up out of the blue, which there's no such thing as a coincidence, y'all. Y'all about to see when you start reflecting a little bit and taking yourself out of the situation. And when you helped others was when he blessed you down. Watch what I tell you, man. I know what I'm talking about. I promise you I do. I've had to go through too much to get to it. And that's actually what Jesus meant when he said, I died for your sins. He didn't mean he died for your sins. That was where that was the trick, fuck, man. Because first off, let's go ahead and unpack that first off, and why I said Jesus was a fraud. Jesus was a fraud because Jesus took the immense power within the truth and twisted it when it became about him, when his ego took over, his ego started driving. Think about it, man. Because I almost did the very same thing yesterday. And it scared the hell out of me, honestly, but I just kept going with my heart, because I knew he was going to give me the answer after he, after all that started. And it was it was hugely powerful, man. It was a lot, I tell you that. And so when that happened, You know, I was laying in bed last night and I'm like, damn, Trent, what have you done? But my feet started cramping. And I eat fruit, I eat whole foods. I don't mess with the processed foods, none of that. And so I'm like, why the hell are my feet cramping? And so I'm laying there actually reflecting at the time. And so I got up. It was raining. Well, actually, yeah, this started the night before that, because I was sitting there and I kept on feeling drawn outside, man. So I, you know, like when he's talking to you, you know it. Trust me. It's the same feeling that you get. I used to call it, when shooting heroin, I used to call it being wrapped in a warm blanket. It's that same feeling, man. And that's what, we'll get to that later. But anyway, he showed me, and every time that I would walk in another direction from the door, I would start yawning and feeling tired and all that other stuff. So I'm like, what the hell? And it was pouring down rain. So I kept following my intuition, following it, and it took me outside. And so I was walking around on the deck, you know, kind of feeling it out and stuff, and I got over to the edge of the deck where the pool is and started looking at the lake and the water falling off the roof. And I'm like, the water. And it just a sensation shot all the way through me, man. And I'm like, what the hell? Well, I started drinking rainwater. Well, I knew that wasn't it, because I didn't, you know, like the sensation went away. I'm like, okay, I knew it was the water. I just didn't know what about the water. So I walked back inside, laid down, and that's when all of it hit me about, you know, the power, when I started realizing that, you know, the autism was, if you don't want to listen, I'm gonna make it where your kids can't talk no more. You don't want to listen anyway, right? So that was the first revelation. And then you think about the cancer and all that stuff, it's the same thing, man. If you draw it all the way back, it's all from not listening. And the sins of the father are coming down, because that's what all the addictions and all that's about. And so anyway, showed me that, and that's when, you know, I kept following my heart, man, instead of listening to, you know, ChatGPT and everything else. Oh, you need to just sit with it. No, I felt immediately drawn back to the computer to you know, at the time, start laying down the law, damn it. But after I got through, you know, saying what I said, which it's all posted on my timeline, you know, the sensation went away and I started yawning again. So I went in there and laid down. Well, about 3-4 o'clock in the morning, I'm laying there with the animals and my feet start cramping. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, he wants to get me out of bed. So I get out of bed. It quit raining by that time. So he draws me back outside. I start walking. You know, I knew it was about the water. So I walked to the edge of the lake. I'm still got the sensation. And I'm like, well, you want me to get in the water? What the hell? So I get in the water. No, that ain't it. The sensation went away. So I came back inside, started telling y'all about it on a post. And that's when I started asking you, like, man, y'all need to bring me an autistic child. And I still think y'all do. I just, you know, I mean, I feel pretty confidently that it's going to work. But that's when I came inside, started sitting down. I'm like, what is it with the water? I'm like, no, he's not trying to draw me the water for that. He's telling me that Jesus. He says, it's something about Jesus. So I kept on thinking about it, man. And he's like, I started reflecting on what had happened yesterday. And I'm like, holy shit. He's telling me that Jesus was the fraud, because if I take me out of the situation, that's how I get the message to y'all. And that's the love. That's the love of God, because it came full circle, man. It always ends where it starts, and vice versa, man. So that's when I realized how profound his love for you and me is. And mine is too, for not taking that power and running with it. But that's where Jesus got the message lost. But we're at the end of this video. I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm fixing to record another one. Love y'all, man. Be well, fam.